All right. Mayor Luke Feeney, we just had a council session here, and as usual, you gave your executive report. So let's go through the bullet list here. Starting the budget cycle.
Yes.
You mentioned that.
Yep. So annual budget cycle, we usually start about this time every year, where I get with the department heads, kind of let them know we're kicking it off, and their first task is basically to look ahead, look at their capital plans. Each department has a sort of a short and mid and long-term capital plan. You can imagine in street construction, it's paving every year. In the street department, it might be a new truck or dump truck or garbage truck, and we're looking out ahead, replacing every 5 years, every 7 years. Police department, it might be cruisers and bulletproof vests, or that sort of thing. So we have them start on their capital items, and then when we get into the personnel, largely the staffing stays pretty static in the city. Generally around 250 employees. That fluctuates up and down some. But the capital items are really the thing we start with and kind of go from there. That'll take them about a month or so to get to me. It's kind of a job they do during the course of the year. And then I would say by late September, early October, we'll probably start the budget meetings with council people, where the directors come to these meetings, finance meetings, and kind of talk through their requests. During that time, the auditor is working on the projections of revenue for the next year. And it might seem like that's an easy task, but the lion's share of our revenue is based on income tax. And because of the different times of year that income taxes get filed, some people ask for extensions and some don't get filed until October 15th, projecting the next year's income tax can be a challenge. And so we would like to make sure we have as much information as we can on projections for revenue, so we can have a really solid budget.
And that is for the budget which is passed right at the start of the new year.
Correct, yeah. So when a new council comes in, we usually pass it at the first meeting of the new council year. And then otherwise, it might be passed toward the tail end of December of a regular fiscal year.
All right. Sounds like you understand all this financial and money matter stuff.
Being the auditor for 3 years gave me the opportunity to really kind of get into the nuts and bolts of it. I enjoyed it more than I expected to, but I think it has helped in this role as mayor because I can kind of see how things fit together. It's helped us a lot when it comes to grants and matching money, using paving money wisely. We've been able to use paving money as a matching money to get lots of sidewalks done and that sort of thing, because we don't have a dedicated source of money in the city for sidewalks. But you'll notice where we've done sidewalks in different places, CDBG, community development block grants in other areas, we've been able to say, well, we're doing paving here and we're doing stormwater, sewer work. This is kind of the story for Bellevue Avenue, where we're using multiple funds. It's about an $800,000 project, but we're using paving money, stormwater money, sanitary sewer money, and grant money. So it's spread across different funds to make a lighter load for each of the funds and not a burden on the taxpayer.
So $800,000 for the entire street, or just that one major?
Yeah. So two things are happening this year. All of Bellevue is being paved as a part of the regular paving program, and then there's a section right around Grand Avenue, kind of going down the hill, where there's a little bit of slippage on the side of the hill. That area is getting stormwater work, which means runoff and gutters and that sort of thing. So it's getting stormwater. It's getting sanitary sewer upgrades, so where we flush our toilets. There's a little bit of water work being done, and then the paving. But it's not just a regular paving program, because you're going to have to rebuild some of that road, thinking about the curb, the gutters, so on and so forth. So big project, but one that I know that people who use Bellevue a lot are going to be happy with when it's done.
So do you know the timeline for that?
So the bid was awarded within the last 3 weeks, I think. And so the timeline for construction, I think they probably had 120 or 180 days to get going in that contract. And so the same contractor got that bid as the paving. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
And so the coordination works out really well because it's the same entity. Now that contractor will probably sub some parts out, but good project overall.
Sorry, all the activity.
Sorry.
Do you have an approximate date when that's going to start up?
No, so the paving contractor
this season?
Yes, it's scheduled to happen this year. Yeah, I think what will happen is, my guess is, the majority, if not all, of the general paving will happen first. The construction will happen, and then that would be the final thing that gets paved is the post-construction paving. But I don't profess to be anything close to an expert in the construction world. It's possible that they would do some other paving later on too, depending on how the workflow works. We'll work together with them.
Sometime before October, when the asphalt, they usually
the
shut
plants
down.
shut down. Yeah, I think it kind of depends on the year, but I think they've been going into late October, sometimes into November. But yeah, you're right. It's very, when we're talking about asphalt, it's very climate dependent.
And certainly the city will announce when that major activity is going to happen.
Absolutely, yeah, because that will be more. That will cause more issues than a standard paving project would. So it'll be traffic redirection, that sort of thing.
All right, and let's see, we skipped ahead here. Had a little trouble with the microphones here in council, so you put in a ticket for that. Ticket.
Yeah, I've just noticed there a little bit of crackling on the microphones, but there's also a committee assignment request to sort of get our camera work upgraded, make the viewing experience better. So the IT department's been working on that. We really try to have 3 quotes on anything we do of any significance, and so sometimes getting vendors to give us quote, if we just want a single camera and not the whole system upgraded, try to do something that's cost wise, but affordable, but also to upgrade the experience at home. So we're a couple tickets on the council chambers.
You said it's a $50,000 cutoff for the state. Above that, you have to have.
That's correct. Yeah. So state law says anything that is estimated to cost $50,000 or more, you do a closed bid process. Submit your bid by this day. We'll open it on this day. If you don't have your bid in on time, we can't consider you. That sort of thing. We put out specs. So if you only get one bid in that process, you're fine. If we have something that's going to cost, let's say, $30,000, the state doesn't require cities to make that a closed bid process, but we like to show that we've gone out and tried to get the best price, not just going to preferred bidder. Now, over time, we might have folks that we work with a lot and spread work around and that sort of thing, go through a rotation depending on what the type of stuff is. But sometimes there's just only one vendor that does the type of work, or specialty, that sort of thing. Personal services like attorneys or certain things that you don't necessarily want the lowest price. You want the Ohio law says lowest and best. So defining best can be confusing sometimes.
Yeah. So that brings to point, you mentioned Chillicothe Fix-It.
Yes. So there's a company called C-Click Fix, and we have partnered with them to roll out an app which is live today called Chillicothe Fix-It. For probably 4 or 5 years now, internally in the city, we've had a ticket system that says, hey, I saw a pothole, or there's a light bulb out. Somebody, put in a ticket, replace it internally for staff. We thought it was pretty effective, but a little bit clunky for us. And we came across this app called C-Click Fix, which essentially allows for anybody in the public or internally to see anything that needs a fix, a pothole, a light that's out, a sign that needs to be replaced, something like that.
Traffic light.
Traffic light, exactly. Take a picture of it or send us a note. It can be geolocated so it shows us where it is. And internally, we're able to track when it came in, who it's been assigned to, so it automatically gets assigned to the right division. And it, I'll speak from personal experience. Often I'm driving and I see something I know all the people, and still sometimes it can be a challenge for me to remember to call, what number to call, or who to get a hold of. But if I can open the app, take the picture, shoot it off into cyberspace, and then it just automatically gets the right person, we think it'll be a very effective way for the public to communicate with us. In an age when people are more accustomed to using apps, you can use it Apple, Android, or on the desktop.
So that's an app you need to download, and then you can use it to communicate.
You can download, or you can use it on the web. There's a web-based version you can get to through our website. Yeah.
But not street lights, which are by the electric company, right? At least the big overhead.
Yeah, oftentimes people report to us on streetlights, and we'll reach out to AEP. I don't want anybody to not use that app to report that to us, because I think it's going to be very easy to access, and we're happy to pass that along. We think those streetlights provide a lot of safety, so oftentimes people just assume it's us, and we're happy to help. Yeah, but you're correct.
The downtown streetlights, that's a city responsibility.
That's correct. Yeah.
Sidewalk lights, and then overhead ones downtown are also city, or is that
That's
AEP?
correct. No, that's correct. Yep.
But outside the downtown.
Yep. If
is
it's
that
on a big
your-
wooden pole, it's probably AEPs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you said you swore in a few firefighters.
3 new firefighters today, including one who had been an intern with the city starting back 4 years ago, I think. So we had some vacancies there. Good to get them through, get their tests passed, physicals, everything. And they started today. Nice reception for them and their families. It's a neat thing to see. People work really hard to get on with the city. And those are obviously positions that are very important to us. Whether it's the fire department or any of our other divisions, it's really those folks that make the city look good, take care of us, and we wish them and their families well as they start on this new journey working for the city. I think all 3 of them had experience before in either EMS or firefighting, so we brought on 3 good ones today.
So you haven't expanded the number of firefighters, just filled some vacant slots?
That's correct, yeah. Retirements, that sort of thing, yeah. And I think like most of the labor market, whether it's in Chillicothe or across the state or across the country, we have had challenges hiring police, for example. If anybody's in the market or looking for a job in law enforcement, we have some of the best pay in Southern Ohio in the police department. But recruiting has been a challenge, and we'll continue to recruit, but we are actively hiring in police right now.
Okay. And people, of course, can find more on the city's website
Yes.
and Facebook page.
Yep, you can apply online, Facebook page, city website, chillicotheoh.gov. Yeah, we're very interested in reaching out. Career fairs, we're casting a wide net. It's a great team, both at the police and fire department. The city's a great place to work. In addition to the good pay, great health benefits. The whole compensation package is really good.
All right. And in closing, you had some good words for our local sports team.
Yeah, go Paints! 2 years in a row, Frontier League champs. It's pretty exciting stuff.
All right.
Congratulations, Paints.
All right. Well, Chillicothe Mayor Luke Feeney, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm Kevin Coleman reporting for the Scioto Post.